Just go live. Hello, world. We need a little better lighting. All right. The tech man is going to fix our lighting. All right, guys, it's official. I'm coming down with some kind of cold or something. I'm definitely feeling whatever he was feeling. Like, I caught it. So, hi to whoever came in. My hair is really poofy because I brushed it. And now got poofy hair. Yay. I'll let my husband sit right here. Oh. Yeah, so I think I got sick from the massage lady. I don't know that I don't want to talk smack or nothing, but I don't know what kind of changing or cleaning they do in between clients. And I'm feeling sick. Like my lymph nodes are and my throat and my nose, all my nasal stuff is sick. And I don't think it's from the smog or anything. Hobart was thinking it was from the smog, but I'm pretty sure that was the introduction of this illness was through the massage table. Anyways, that's my opinion. I could be wrong. I could have probably got it from Hobart, who's been sick since the massage table. But it just took me a couple more days before I started feeling sick, and hopefully it'll go away really quickly, just as quick as it came. But so right now it is 12 o'clock, 12:02 in the Philippines. Today is our 9th day that we've been here, and we've got a lot done today. Today was more one of those lazy days because it rained, and it poured, it rained a lot. You want to get in here? And our kids were like, Mom, if you were out there, you'd be soaked. Yeah, the rain just came down hard all day. But we did have some moments of a break in the rain where we were able to get out and go for a walk and stuff. But today was one of those days where we kind of stayed close to the house.
Yeah, today was like a late wake up for me because they let me just sleep. Usually we wake up at 4, but I just slept.
Well, yeah, it was pouring when I woke up anyway. I wake up at 4 in the morning, and I was thinking that the pandesal guy wasn't going to come. And I was telling Mom, we're not going to have any bread or anything. Well, good thing we have good thing we have eggs, and good thing we have a fridge with stuff in it, so we'll have stuff to eat. But she was like, oh no, the pandesal guy's gonna come. And I was like, really, Mom, in this rain? And she's like, yeah, he'll just wear a little outfit and he'll have his umbrella and he'll be here. And so sure enough, you hear the pandesal guy come in the rain, and I go out there, and he's got on this whole little suit to keep him dry, and he's selling the bread. And I was just like, oh my God. So we were able to get the bread, which was nice. And then I also made eggs. So it was a good morning. Hi to whoever came in. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, I think I woke up at 6:30. That was a late wake up for me because
we've been waking up at 4 a.m.
we
every
waking
day.
up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So I think what did you make for breakfast? I said eggs.
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 Yeah.
Okay, but eventually, right, we started our day. We started moving around the house. We went for a walk.
It cleared up, but not enough to where we were feeling safe without an umbrella.
Yeah.
We went for a walk, and on our walk, we got rained in. So we ended up having to run for cover, and we stayed there for a minute.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
and
We were.
we just talked to each other at the park while we're
Mhm.
waiting for the rain to die down. And then once it died down, we kept walking.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like a trend here. It's like when it rains really hard, everyone knows it's like, it's gonna calm down in 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
The rain doesn't like continuously go, except last night. Last night it went hard.
Last night it was like the floodgates opened from heaven, and it was just like,
Yeah. There definitely weren't tears last night.
No,
yeah,
it was
that was like someone's peeing.
like no, it was like a big wave, coming down from the sky.
But yeah, I think we went for a 3 mile walk in the morning. It was nice. It was
Mhm.
beautiful. It was overcast, right? So it was the weather was a lot colder.
You know what? It was cold all day yesterday.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, I was like, hey, I'm actually kind of chilly.
Mhm.
I feel like I need a sweater.
Yeah, it was nice. So if you're a photographer, yesterday was like the
Perfect overcast day.
overcast. Like,
Yeah,
the lighting would have been perfect for camera.
it's true.
So we didn't go to the market yesterday either.
No market shopping. We
Yeah.
just ate leftovers, and we looked at our water to make sure it wasn't gonna run out. And
we have like one more. So we got like a quarter of the 5 gallon tank of the 5 gallon left on one 5 gallon container, and then we have one full 5 gallon container. So it's nice. Let me see. Oh, and then so we were talking to a neighbor, just nearby. Basically, they owned a store, and my mom My mom had someone come over, one of my cousins, who kind of built a fence in the backyard, and my mom wanted to pay for the concrete in the store nearby. And so we walked there. It's not that far. It's like our neighbor. So
yeah,
we
it's like
walked
two
there,
houses over.
and my mom got to talking to the neighbor, and she's like, "Hey, there's a property for sale." And so we went to go look at the property.
Everything's
with
kind
my
of word of
mom.
mouth here. Word of mouth.
Yeah. We went to go look at the property, and my mom's like, "Wow, that's a nice property." I was like, "Yeah, Mom, I already looked at it. It's the same property that I saw like a few days ago."
Yeah, few days ago.
So we'll see. I think my mom's interested in the property now, and so I might have to do a U-turn and make a few phone calls. Because my mother's interested in the property. So
yeah, but we also got invited to go see a different property.
Oh, that's right. We did. Well, before that though, my daughter was so.
I think there's people outside on motorcycles acting a fool.
I think they're racing or something.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Sounds like they're racing.
Yeah, because someone says on your mark, it said go, but the only thing I heard was go, and then they were like, meh. Yeah. All right, so I took Yumiko for a walk, just me and her. We went for a walk. We played baseball. Went to the school to have a big enough yard. I bought a baseball bat, one for kids to play, and the other one, for the kids to play with.
He's
Sorry,
like distracted. It's because there's people outside,
there's
like
people outside.
racing
It's
or
like-
something. It's really
it-
loud.
It's midnight, right? It's midnight. Like it is exactly 12:13, and I'm just like, only. I remember being up this late, and I wasn't up to no good when I was up this late. But anyways, went to Kimiko to play baseball at the nearby school. It was just me and her. We spent time together. I was throwing the ball, and she was hitting it. She was bored. The kids. I would say the kids are pretty bored here in Philippines because there's nothing to do.
It's because there's no other kids that they've been introduced to yet.
Yeah.
Himiko can't wait to go to school because she wants to go make friends. And we go out to the plaza, and we're like trying to encourage our kids to go meet these people.
They're shy.
They're super shy, and the kids don't speak the language. So there is some kind of it's like kind of hard to get our kids introduced to other children. I think if you come here and you have a family, and your kid, he's got the allergy. So if you come here and you don't have like the connections, I think it'll probably be hard to like get introduce kids to your kids to friends, to same ages. And it's not an easy thing for the kids to just be bored at home all day just with each other. Like our kids are best friends with each other, but they would love to hang out with other kids, but they need kids that are the same age. And people that come over, they're like, the kids are very young. So we got to find, those group of people that have the same age kids. And we had that in the States, but we don't have it here yet. We've only been here for 9 days. And school hasn't started. So once school starts, I'm sure my kids will make more friends. We'll have kids come over, and it'll be a good time. But that's just one little small issue, is the kids feeling bored because they don't have nothing to do. Now in the house, I let the kids do whatever. They like skate around here on a razor. We've got Netflix. The TV got fixed, by the way. We went looking through our electronics box, and Hobart was like, "Well, we have this Roku," so he set it up, and the remote works from the Roku. So this whole time we had the stuff we needed to make our TV work, but we didn't know. So it works now. We're all Netflixed out. We are, deep into the Netflix. But still, the kids get bored. Last night my daughter was like, "Mom, can we do something?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's play Uno." So we did that, and of course, she's the reigning champion, Himiko. She's really good at Uno, and she feels good because she's been winning everything.
Yeah.
So
sorry about that. I was like, oh, allergies.
Allergies came on.
So actually, my allergies started coming on last
Well,
night.
you okay? So you got this in the pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a solution. It goes up your nose. Kind of looks like Claritin. It says Clary Clear.
Yep, but we're both under the weather.
Yeah.
I think I've passed my worst. She's about to get to hers. I like medication.
I don't like medication.
Natural.
No, because it causes me to have sleep problems. It too stimulated or something. My body is like, I want to be able to sleep.
And then, so I took my mom for the property, right? We looked at the property, and then what do you think about the property you and I saw? Somebody's selling a 2-story property.
So there was a beautiful home.
Nice.
Well gorgeous. Thought out. This home, it was obviously constructed well. Okay?
Yeah, it's very modern, built in a 2013, 2014 timeline.
It's nice. It's got everything a family like ours needs.
Yep. It's got 3 bedrooms. It's got 3 bedrooms upstairs.
Yeah. It's like how we've always imagined having our house, like our dream home.
Yeah.
But the problem is we didn't build it. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, the driveway is kind of tiny. I don't know how I would get a car up there. I know a motorcycle fit fine, but a car I feel like there's maybe 1 to 2 inches on each side, and you make a mistake and you're gonna ruin your car. The driveway is not. It's just not what you need to be able to get through. I don't know. That was weird. That was some weird layout of a property.
Yeah.
Although it's a very safe property.
Mm-hmm.
As far as children being able to play in the front yard or the backyard, you have neighbors on each side. You have a cornfield on this side, and then there's nothing in the back really. There's another field, but it's in the center and it's safe. No cars getting up there, and if someone's coming up to visit, you'll see them coming. But it wasn't. Yes, it's a good house. Yes, but the asking price is a bit steep.
It is a bit steep. Actually, for me, it is a bit. It's way too steep. The house has been built. The family, I think the family, the wife is Filipina. The husband is British, and they currently live out of the country.
Yeah.
So the house has been probably
Vacant.
vacant. They had a caretaker at one point, but because they had Bermuda grass in the backyard, right? So it was a beautiful home.
It's a
I'm pretty
nice
sure it was an
house.
immaculate home. Um,
It's
in
still
the
a
beginning.
beautiful. It's still a beautiful home. It's
But
just
it hasn't been taken care of, and
there's
so
lots of work to
that's a
do
lot of work to
there.
be done.
It's got like a fish pond, and I have no need for a fish pond. So you know when they're like advertising, they're like, "Oh, it's got a fish pond, and it's got this and it's got that," and I'm like, I don't need those things. I'm actually gonna have to tear that out. It's more work for me because I would have to get rid of that. So what were we saying? I'm sorry.
I was saying that like there's a lot of work that has to be done. Now, at one point, it must have been immaculate, right? There's like I'm not sure if it's a deep well, but they have a well on site. From the well, there was a water pump. From the water pump, there was a water heater, like an actual water heater from the
Mhm.
United States, and then from the water heater, there was a like a water compressor
Mm.
to push the water to make sure that there's water pressure throughout the house because it's a two-story building. The top story was 3 floors. It had
3 bedrooms.
I mean 3 bedrooms. The top floor was 3 bedrooms, and it had um, a walkway on the outside. What is that called? It's not
like a balcony.
It's not a wraparound balcony, but it's kind of half. One for the backyard, one for the front yard. The bathroom, it had a tub, like an
Yeah.
actual.
It was nicely appointed.
It was an actual tub. So the floor
Walk-in
was
shower.
well designed, right? It was tile floor, and then the roof made it look like they made it look like how it would be in the U.S., where it has popcorn, like the popcorn roof on
Oh,
top,
yeah.
right? But it's just what they call here, not plexiglass, but
It was
Hardiplex. It was Hardiplex.
it was appeasing to the eye, to say the least.
Unfortunately, oh, and then the downstairs. So the upstairs, like it had wooden stairs, right, for going upstairs.
With solid wood.
With solid wood, but
There was
wood
evidence
wasn't-
of termites.
Yeah, the solid wood was probably deteriorating underneath, right? Some of it
Yeah.
wasn't. Some of it wasn't like it was falling apart, basically.
Yeah, and like okay, so even the fruit trees didn't look healthy.
Yeah.
The fruits are kind of like folding into themselves. Where we've got those same fruit trees over here, and they're nice and plump and beautiful. So I don't know what's going on over there. There would be a lot of work, and I would love to have that kind of work, but not at that price. So it's like it would be a house that we would buy, but if it was at the appropriate price.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't buy, like, we can't buy these inflated prices that people are trying to sell their houses at.
I think that the houses at one point probably was worth what it was, but
Right.
because of the no upkeep, the
And the
windows, it's like
years
I told the guy, I was like, man, this is a beautiful home, but unfortunately, I would have to fix some of the roof. The windows have to be replaced because some of them are breaking down. Some of the windows were open during rainy times, and they allowed the rain inside. The front door is kind of like starting to be hollow and kind of soggy.
It's like warped.
It's warped inside.
And sure, some of these things are cosmetic, but there are also like foundational construction things. There is a house in the back
That's
that
right,
has
that's
like
right.
it's like the
caretaker's
home
home. Yeah.
that needs to be just demolished
Yeah,
and
so-
hauled out.
So at one point they had a caretaker on the house to look at the property because the Bermuda grass and all that stuff. But this house, the caretaker's home, has it's not brand new. It's probably 5 years old, maybe more than that, and they let it go. They
Yeah,
let
they just let it
to a
rot.
point that the bottom part of it is kind of
It's
rotting and things
all
like that.
rotted,
Yeah,
and it needs to
yeah,
be pulled out.
it needs to be
So
pulled out.
there you go. There's extra work to do, you know. But there's work to do on every corner of this lot.
Oh,
Not to
there's a
mention,
fish pond.
yeah, that fish pond
Yeah,
needs to
fish
go.
There's a fish pond, and like we want to put like some amenities, some stuff that we can enjoy in the house when the kids are bored. You know what I mean? Just like a swimming pool, right? And I would need a bigger lot for a swimming pool. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I wouldn't purchase a property. It's a beautiful home. I would purchase the property, but I would probably eventually expand on the property and purchase the property that's next door. But I told the person who's selling it, because it wasn't a direct seller; it was someone else who was selling it. I said, "Hey, talk to the seller. If they lower the price, I'll purchase this off their hands. It's just that, and explain these are the things I need to get looked at." And the thing is, like,
Yeah.
D would not be comfortable. I would be comfortable fitting an SUV through that right of way, and I that's an actual right of way. So people talk about right of way all the time, right? But you can purchase right of way towards your property, and they actually built a wall, like a driveway, towards their home. I would say that driveway was how long? About
I don't know. I can't.
about 30 feet.
Yeah.
30 feet from the main road, right? 30 feet from the main road. That's how back the house is. Or how far? No, maybe more than that. Maybe
It's far from the road.
it's far from there. 50 feet.
Yeah.
50.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's maybe 50 to 150 feet. But it was great for me to see and visualize. Okay, when they talk about right of way, because they've said it before, I couldn't visualize it. Like, okay, I guess we'll just build a road, but you can purchase right of way, and you can build it to go towards your house. But there's another property attached to that property that I think was initially the home, or a part of the home
Yeah.
that
Well, it's
they don't
like,
want to sell.
well, no, it's because that's probably where the father-in-law lives.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, and so like there's a family, the people who built it, the family lives on the land. So when you buy it, you're going to be buying it, you're only going to be getting this portion, the rest, but then you're still sharing
that
a
property.
driveway, like with the old owner, you
Yeah.
know, it
With the father.
with the father-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just there's all these different things to consider when you're wanting to sell your house. And then, okay, so whoever's going to buy this house, as I was telling him, all these people are trying to sell these houses to people who are returning from overseas, because there's no way that, like, is the prices are just too steep and too high, that like a regular, person who works in the town is going to be able to buy it.
Yeah,
It's not
That's
realistic.
right. Because we were talking to someone the other day, and they make 350.
We've been talking to multiple people, and they
Yeah.
make about $6 a day.
$6 a day. So they make
So these
$6 a
houses
day.
they're not priced for Filipinos to buy them.
These are $100,000.
$100,000.
$6. So the locals make $6 a day, and the properties are being sold for $100,000. Now
Yeah.
this is obviously we're talking in terms of dollar value.
U.S. dollar.
US dollar value. So I don't think that eventually somebody will come around, and this is the
Maybe somebody
yeah.
will 10 years from now.
10 years from now. But this is the province, right? Eventually, if they don't sell that, it's been 10 years since that.
It's going to start deteriorating and falling
It's
apart.
been 10 years since that property has been sold, right? And it's falling apart. So if they wait 10 more years until someone will actually come around here and buy it,
It's going to be
It's
rotted.
going to be rotted. It's going to be worthless at that point.
You know,
Yeah.
we're buyers. We're ready to buy, but we won't spend that much money. I can go to the United States, which I don't want to make anybody like mad at me, but
Yeah.
and there's homes that are, we're more put together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this
So
one is nice. It's a 2-story home, but yeah, it's for the price for the price. It's not
it's
worth
way
it.
too high.
Yeah, it's way
I
too
would
high.
pay a better price, you know,
Yeah.
like yeah, not what they're asking for.
Okay.
It's a beautiful home. But you could make that same home here in the Philippines and it would be brand new and you pay less anyway. That's
Yes.
another thing to think about.
Yeah.
You just have to find the property and then you have to build it. And that takes years. So, or it could take months.
Right.
And not everybody has the patience to find the right property. But we ain't in no rush. So,
Yeah. Let's we're here. We're at my parents' house.
yeah, I'm
And
like, well, we're gonna go over there. We're gonna have a lot of work to do. We're comfortable here too.
well, we're getting comfortable because tomorrow the AC units are going to be installed. Um, and then somebody's also going to look at the garage area. And
Right.
so see if we can get the garage area looked at and fix a few things there.
Yeah, and then I mean, there's such a thing as like needs, and then there's luxury as
Mhm.
well, you know.
Yeah.
And all the things that we do here at our home is a need.
Yeah, I would say so. And so here's things are necessities, and those are the things that are a necessity. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna install AC so that we can be comfortable in the home, and make I mean, like if I'm gonna live here, I'm gonna make it mine. And I've told my siblings in the past. I was like, hey, what's up? Do you guys want me to go to Philippines? Is it okay for me to do an upkeep on the house? They didn't say anything. It's like crickets. But I think now that I'm here, I see that my parents' property is kind of falling apart, and
Mhm.
and it's kind of dated, right? It's
Yeah.
dated. I haven't visited here since 2017, 2018. And the thing is, when I came here, the only thing that I kind of like purchased for the property was a TV
And a water heater.
and
and both
a
of
TV
them.
water heater and a washer.
Oh yeah,
The not the dishwasher,
the
but
washing
was a
machine.
washing machine. But the house itself, it's kind of like, oh man, I wonder what it looks like. And this is a beautiful home. I mean, I went to the attic.
This is a gorgeous home.
I went
It's
to
a
the attic and I was
gorgeous
like,
home.
wow, the attic is really like
Yeah.
huge. My mom's like, you can build a room, 2 rooms, 3 rooms upstairs. And now I didn't believe her. I looked up there. I was like, well, yeah, my mom's right. I can build 3 rooms up here. So that would mean putting another level up on this
And
home.
then that would also mean not spending, our money that we've saved on a property that we want to buy for ourselves.
So we're purchasing this necessities to improve this house. So
So
that's
that we can
windows,
be comfortable.
AC, and that is also Windows, AC. What else?
Electrical.
Oh,
We have to get the electrical.
We gotta
done.
get electrical.
Yeah.
And some carpentry because
Yeah.
the front door is kind of like falling apart, and one of the bedroom doors.
Well,
is
there's some termite damage.
yeah,
You can see
there's
it.
termite damage. Yes,
So
there's termite damage in the home, and I'm worried that the termite might have gotten onto the roof, right? Because there's like the roof, the divider between the roof to what we see is made out of wood, and I'm worried that there might be termite damage up there. But anyways, that's done with.
Yeah,
property.
termites seems to be an issue out here.
It is.
There's termites,
Yes.
guys.
Yeah. So the next door to us, there's
a wood shop.
And so my mom told me, they're like, hey, well, they were leaning the wood against the wall, and the termites might have gotten onto our home because of the wood shop. And it's like, wow. All right. And I'm like, Mom, how much money does this thing make you when they have the wood shop right there? And she told me the price, and I'm like,
all right, well, we'll have to fix all this termite damage.
Hey, when you're not home, what did I say about the cats and the mouse? When the cat isn't home,
the mouse will play. Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah. So,
well, I've got some visions for this home.
Yeah.
So where we are right now, I've got a lot of visions for this house. Been spending a lot of time cleaning, like doing some deep cleans. But there is an area where we can make a basketball court for Hiro and Himiko to play. I can also put a garden out there, and so I have some visions, and hopefully we can make them reality.
Full court, like a little one for little
Just a
kids.
small court for kids.
There's a
you know.
little one for kids, just like a little tiny one. We're here on the property. We might as well take advantage of what's here.
Yeah.
And so, all right. So I took my son to the.
Hello to anyone who's come in. We appreciate you coming in. There's 2 people watching us right now.
Hello. So,
and if you want to talk in the chat, come on in.
So we went to took my son to play baseball too, right? With the after we saw the 2-story home, and he had fun. He had fun.
Hiro's cool. He's been hanging out with us a lot. He went with us to the house, and then he wanted to go play baseball. Yeah, they were having fun. Like
he's having fun.
You and Hiro were having fun.
I also took him to the plaza, right? But so my son's hair is like similar to mine. But he likes it covered, like half of his face, like
yeah,
this. Like he wants to be like an anime character, and I'm like, son, hey Walt, what's going on?
We are doing well, thank you.
And so I was like, hey, what's going on? And then they're like, everyone's telling me like you should cut his hair. It's not going to be accepted in school.
Everybody wants us to cut
they're going to be very strict. All kinds of stuff, right? And so. My son's hair looks like an anime character right now.
Yeah, like he's going for that Kirito look, from what is it? What's the show? Kirito and Asuna.
Sword Art
Online. Yeah.
So, but what's interesting is like we took him to the plaza, right? Or the town plaza, and he saw all the other kids, and he saw someone on a motorbike, not a motorbike. He saw someone that is riding a motorcycle, like a dirt bike, like a little kid's dirt bike. And I was like, oh man, that's so cool. And he's like, Papa, I want one.
I need one of those.
I want to give him one. I want to get him one, but he's like, nah, it's too dangerous.
No, not a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Good morning, son. You okay?
He's still asleep. So he's walking around trying to figure out what he's supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me see. So what do you think? Oh, right after that, we brought him back home, and then we went for another walk.
Yeah,
3 p.m. The weather was so nice. We didn't have to wait till the evening time.
Yeah, and it was good that we did. Because as soon as we got home from our walk, it poured like crazy rain.
Cats and dogs.
Yeah. Like as soon as we walked through the door, it was like, oh my goodness. It just poured. Mm-hmm. And then Himiko's like, good thing you're here, Mom. You would have got soaked. And I was like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, the kids now are kind of getting used to the rain. Like for me, as we were going to sleep last night, the rain was raining so hard. It was like, so.
Yeah, it was coming down.
It was coming down really, really hard.
Yeah.
So what do you the weather, we already talked about the weather being nice yesterday. So what are your thoughts on all the people that were out during our walk?
Well, I will tell you, yesterday we clocked 10 miles. Each of us, like he and I, both walked around together and we did 10 miles. We're really working hard to try and stay healthy. The food here is just too amazing. Food is really good.
My mom's cooking is great.
Yeah, his mom cooks really good food. And, so it's just hard to stay within your health diet.
Your health diet, yeah. I'll tell you what, I overeat, so I have to do a lot of exercise.
So we have to exercise.
So yesterday we walked so much that my leg started hurting.
Yeah, my back was hurting. Okay, yeah, I was like, "Babe, my body hurts now." Can
we definitely need to go see the VA. Go get a chiropractor.
Go. We need to see our medical people.
Yeah.
Now, when we were walking in the evening, we were walking through the back roads, and we like to make ourselves comfortable with the neighborhood because we don't know where anything is. And actually, the main road is super dangerous. Everybody's busying by. And if you've ever been to the Philippines, then you would know what we're talking about when I talk about the traffic or like the road rules on the rules of the road, it's kind of like every man like is defensive driving, but they're also being very like assertive with their driving. So they're like, you go when it's safe. He says everything is a yield. And it's like there's two lanes on each side. um, Normally people stay on those lanes in other countries. You just stay on the lane that you're driving in. Well, in this country, you can use the other lane to pass people up. And so it's kind of like a game of chicken. And it's really nerve wracking to me. I'm so like I have so much anxiety on the road as a driver of a motorcycle where I don't even feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're using the side roads, and there was a lot of people out at 3 p.m. There were so many kids, and I was wishing that we had our kids with us on this walk because maybe they could have played with these other kids. And we're looking at kids and we're saying, oh, that kid's probably the same age as our kids. And then, we're like, oh, look, there's a game of basketball over here. Oh, those kids are playing tag. And then you've got kids like sitting on the ground, playing with flowers in the middle of the neighborhood road. You're not seeing a lot of cars coming through. I'd say mostly motorcycles.
Mhm.
Here, there's more motorcycles on the road than there are cars.
Mhm.
And it's like so if a motorcycle's coming down the road, the kids are safe because it's only one motorcycle. It's not taking up the whole road. And they drive around the kids. Everybody like keeps the kids pretty, relatively safe. But there's like 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 2-year-olds, 10-year-olds, and they're all just out there playing in the front yards, which is the street way.
But it's a part. I think I love it because it's a part of culture. Growing up here in Philippines, like the evening time was a cool time, and it was as the sun was going down. It was nice outside. It was comfortable outside, and all the kids would come out and they would play. And so growing up, I would play with my cousins, with my neighbors, and it was just a ton of fun. I think being a child here in Philippines is way more fun in the US. In the US, everyone's a little bit more secluded. Nobody comes out, right? If you go out of your home, it's like you have to go to your classmates' homes, which is going to another street or doing play dates. Here in Philippines, nah. You go outside and there's a ton of kids. There's like 20 kids outside just playing around. If you go to the plaza where all the kids
Plaza
go,
had
oh my god.
tons of
Yeah,
kids.
there's probably between 100 to 250 kids there.
Yeah,
Right.
but the thing is like getting over your anxiety or your shyness
Mhm.
to go and meet people, and so that's what happened like with Hero. We went to the plaza, there was kids there, but he just stayed with us because he just wasn't ready yet. I'm sure once he gets into school and he starts making friends,
Mhm.
he'll feel more comfortable like going to the plaza and go play with kids, or inviting kids over to come play over here at our
Right.
house.
But the thing is, like, I think that the um, my kids' lifestyle in the U.S. have kind of spoiled them. I mean, to a point where my 7-year-old is subconscious about his hair. You know what I mean? It's like, what, dude? Like, you're 7 years old. Like, nobody
Go
gives.
play.
Go play. Nobody cares about your hair. And then he's
Yeah.
like very shy and all these things. So, whatever it is, whether it's TV that's putting that in their mind or whether that's just how they're brought up, I'm not shy. The kids here in Philippines, they are not shy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll pee on the side of the road. They don't care.
No,
Like,
but they also are like very strong, and I've seen them like at least 2 or 3 times where they're like messing around, but they throw a punch. And I'm like, see, you gotta be able to stand your own because you just never know.
I warned my kids about that. The kids here are gonna punch you, you know what I mean? And so they haven't really interacted with other kids yet.
Yeah,
And that's nice.
We saw like three kid pile up, you know, like, but they were playing, but it was an aggressive type of play, like an exertion of their energy.
So Dee doesn't understand that, but normal childhood development, boys will have a little bit more energy at that age, right? Where it's like they'll want to wrestle, they'll want to push each other around, they'll want to test their strength, right? And so when Hero is playing with her, she's like, "Oh no, you're gonna throw my back out."
Yeah, don't hurt. No, you're hurting me.
You're
Ow.
hurting me, yeah.
Don't. No, you can't do that to your mother. Don't hit your mother.
But then,
and like, yeah.
But then he wants to test his strength with me. I'm like, dude, come on, man, you got nowhere. But every day, this boy is like, look at these guns right here.
Yeah,
you know, and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what? Dude, get out of
He's so
here, man.
cute.
It's
He's
so
so
cool. It's so cool.
It's so
But then
cute.
the opposite is with my daughter, and she's more like
She's way
girly,
girly.
kind of like totally different, you know.
She wants to sit down and let's organize things.
Yeah, do the art, and so
Yeah.
it's awesome. It's awesome. Also,
Cool.
you talked about the speed limit here for a little bit. I'll tell
I
you.
really don't know what the speed limit is.
So I just did the calculation right now as you were talking, and so the main road right here is about 40 kilometers per hour, right? So for those of you guys that need conversion, I did the conversion for you, and that's 25 miles. At 40 kilometers per hour is 25 miles per hour. So when we're driving on the road and you're going 40 kilometers, it's 25 miles per hour. That's this. The road in front of us is the main street, so it's a busy road. So Dee and I like to go and walk on the inner town streets, and those streets, people are going 5.
Probably not very fast at all.
5 to 8 miles per hour.
Nobody's going fast.
Nobody's going really fast.
Yeah.
And then like really, that's how kids can like enjoy sitting on the street. Hey, Fresh.
Hey,
what's up?
happy to see you here.
Ah.
Yeah, he got to catch our live. Thank you.
And so, but the fastest, the fastest I've gone on a motorcycle.
Please hit the like button.
The fastest I've gone on a motorcycle is about 60 kilometers per hour.
Okay.
Which
here?
is about here.
Okay.
60 kilometers per hour, which is about 37 miles per hour.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Like,
Okay,
oh, wow.
so apparently we're going really slow on these roads, but it feels fast. Like, I guess it's because I'm just not confident with my motorcycle driving right now.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm going super fast.
Right, but do understand too, though, that like a car is a little bit more insulated than a motorcycle.
Dude, okay, so the first day we got here, I was not wearing my helmet, right? When we were riding, we were letting our kids wear our helmets because we were trying to, you know, like take them around and stuff. And nobody wears a helmet around here, so we weren't wearing helmets. Well, then I finally wore my helmet and I was like, I always got to wear this thing. It like stops all the wind from it being in my face. I get it. It's hot, but the helmet actually helps because I need my eyes like protected. And, you know, he wears the helmet and a mask because, you know, he's like, I don't, it's not COVID.
It's not like I got sick. And I feel like I got sick because I was driving around a motorcycle without.
But I feel like we got sick because of the massage too.
I do agree. When we were getting massage, you know, my sinuses were kind of flaring up. You know, yeah. So that's
after the massage, I felt worse. I was like, I feel like I got sick from that massage. I did tell him that, and then, but you know. And I was like, I don't think I want any more massages. And then he was saying, oh, well, I found some other massage places. And I'm just like, you want to go get other massages.
Yeah.
Like in town.
Oh, you know what? So we were watching TV last night and I called the cable company, right? I'm like, hey, you know what? They gave me a hotline. Go ahead and call them because I need faster internet. Well, I was told that the guy won't be installing the internet until September 2nd. So I'm going to have to wait another week and some change.
Dude, we're having to wait a lot.
A lot, right?
We're waiting a lot. Fresh says that they always get sick during the first week when they're in Philippines. I
Mhm.
think it's because of the change environment and tiredness.
That's true. Probably. Or
Probably.
yeah, you know what? You're probably right, Fresh, because when traveling, your immune system is compromised due to the lack of sleep, moving around all the time, touching surfaces, not washing hands,
Mhm.
and then the environment totally
Hey, to
from
whoever's in the
dry
chat.
weather in California, right?
Yeah.
To humidity here in Philippines, it's totally different.
Yeah, we have 4 people watching. Thank you so much. We're happy you guys joined. Please hit the like button and then come into the chat. Let us know, who you are and what questions you might have.
Yeah.
Hey, Rayan is back.
Yo.
Hello. Thanks for joining. So
And-
yeah,
yeah.
what were you gonna say, baby?
Oh, I was
Sorry.
gonna say that. So at the end of the day, we kind of like, um, we we kind of just sat around and watched TV for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
We sat around and watched TV.
Today
and,
was a lazy,
lazy
day. Because of the rain.
right? But we were also planning our trip with my mom for next week.
Yeah.
So my mom wants to visit her cousin in Quezon City area, and so we're planning for that trip, trying to look at nearby hotels that we can stay at. And
Yeah.
it seems to be that there's a lot of beautiful hotels here, but we kind of just sat down, watched TV. But then the kids were complaining, and so we just went to bed.
Yeah, I went to bed
and
early.
we started talking to them about their interests.
Mhm.
Today was an amazing day
Yeah.
because I got to spend one-on-one time with both of my kids, right?
Yeah.
We got to visit a house. We got offered
house
a
hunting.
Yeah, we got offered a property to purchase a property, like 1.5 hectares.
Yeah, people know we're in the market to
Mhm.
buy property.
To buy property, to buy car.
And
everything,
everybody's coming
yeah.
towards us.
Yeah.
Showing us cars and
Yeah,
everything.
and it's so cool. I think it is so awesome how like the entire community is like, "Hey, what's up, man? Did you buy a car yet?
Did you get a car?
Did you get your
We're like,
car
I was
yet?
like, I don't
Or you
even
get
know
your car
who
yet?"
you
It's like,
are.
no, not
Yeah,
yet,
it's
not
cool.
yet.
Hey, we're supposed to go to a dinner tonight. We're gonna go.
To a dinner?
Today is Sunday.
Oh, that's right. We
Oh,
got invited to a
tomorrow.
party.
Yeah, it's already
It's
12
Sunday.
o'clock.
It's Sunday.
So we better make sure we go
Yes,
to this
yes,
dinner.
yes.
Yeah.
So one of my cousins is throwing a party for his daughter and
It's like a
son-in-law
farewell
and a
party.
grandchild. It's a farewell party because they're going to Canada, right? So they're basically
Yeah.
doing what my family did, immigrated to a different country. And so they're moving their entire family to Canada. And you know what? Shout outs to them, Manong Quintin and Christina, I think is her name.
And we will see you guys
we will see you
tonight
guys. Yeah.
at dinner. We're
Yes.
really excited about you guys' trip.
Yeah.
Moving that way.
Yeah.
We move this way.
Yeah, you guys are moving
And you
that
guys
way.
are moving that way.
Good luck. And you know what? It's interesting that you say that because we went to the store, and the store owner is like, "Man, why are you over here? Like why you should go back." I think her name was Venus. So Venus, if you're watching
Hello.
this, hello. We were having a conversation, and she's asking me, like, genuinely asking me, like, "What's up? Like, why are you here? Why are you coming back?" Like, she's like, "I want to go to another country, and I want to visit another country." And so we had a conversation about my thought process of like how children should be raised, how I wanted to raise my kids, and how here in the Philippines it's more of like still a tribe mentality,
Yeah. It's more slow pace of life.
Slow pace of life too.
And everything we need is right here. So why
Mhm.
would we not give our kids that opportunity?
Mm-hmm. In Philippines, in the U.S., I would have never gotten one-on-one time with both my kids on separate occasions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would have never walked like 10 miles. We would have never walked 10 miles together.
Yeah.
Because we would have been so busy.
Yes.
Here, the pace of life is just so much slower.
We have so much
It's
more
so much
time
easier
for each other.
Yeah. And so the thing is
Yeah.
like cost difference. It's like once we have all the necessities.
Yeah, the startup
pretty
is
much
a
figured
little
out,
bit
right?
expensive. Startup costs are expensive, but we are buying some things that maybe other people wouldn't need,
Mhm.
for their startup costs.
So we could have, Dee and I could have chosen to go to BGC or Makati
Yeah, we
or
could have gone
like
in.
a big city, but we decided to come here because I want the province life.
Yeah,
I don't want my kids to be introduced to like going to an international school
Yeah,
where they get introduced to other kids speaking
English.
English, right? And they're gonna go back to the same thing that they're used to.
We've been meeting
Yeah.
people, and it's so cool because I mean they don't speak any English, and we were talking to some kids out on the street, and we're like, "Hey, do you speak English?" And they're like, "No." And so it was cool because we really want our kids to learn Ilocano Tagalog. And I
That
think,
kid didn't speak English, but he understood what you were saying.
yeah, I understood.
Yes.
That's cool.
I would say that Filipino culture understands English. They might
Uh-huh.
not be, they know they can hear you, they can understand you, but they might not be comfortable in their English to respond appropriately.
Uh-huh.
So they're kind of shy to test out their ability, you know what I mean, to communicate with other people.
Yeah. I know the Pandesal guy knows what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But he responds to me in Ilocano probably, and I tell him I don't know what you're saying. It's so funny, and he's like, but he's always very respectful, and he says, "Opo, yeah," and I'm like, "Okay, do you want me to open the door?" And he says, "Opo," and I was like, "Okay, he wants me to open this door because the bag of pandesal we're getting is like,
It's getting
huge."
bigger. It's getting bigger. I think like
Yeah.
the first one, she's like, 4 pandesal, please. And
Oh,
she's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I cannot eat these just by myself.
Uh,
And she's learning. She's
and
like,
it's getting-
I probably need to buy more,
We need
right?
to buy
It's like my
more.
mom too. She's like, where's the pandesal? What did you do to it?
We need to get more. 20 pieces not enough.
Right, yeah, 20 pieces is definitely not enough. So yeah, so day 9, right? Oh, okay. So since we're talking about like startup funds and things like that, um, and I've been very kind of like vocal about the cost of things like that. I would say that me living here in the province, having my parents' home, kind of like is helping us with the startup fund.
Totally.
Yeah. But
Totally.
because it's like getting here, getting settled, getting all the necessary things, right? So we don't have to pay for rent. The only thing we have to pay for is basically electricity,
The utilities.
the utilities,
Yeah.
right? So
And we'll pay taxes when taxes come.
right.
Yeah.
And so the necessity is what we need, right? One, vehicle to get around in. It is still kind of horrible because we can't get around.
Yeah, I'm actually really confused. Why is it so hard to get a wire transfer from Navy Federal to Philippine Bank? We have all the info and we still haven't gotten this wire transfer. We've submitted our requests. Now, I did see on the application for Wells Fargo that you can do a wire transfer request on the app. So I might want to try that. We could try that.
did do a wire transfer on the app.
Oh, so
I
frustrating.
did do a wire transfer on the app, but unfortunately, when you're purchasing a car, it's a little bit bigger, right? So 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, right? But when you get to that $10,000 threshold, right? In the United States, what do you have to do when you're spending $10,000?
It has to be reported.
It has to be
to
reported.
the Federal Reserve.
So when you're doing a wire transfer from the United States to Philippines, there are things that you have to consider and things that you have to set up. I'm very familiar with the situation because I've been on the phone with them for about 5 days. So here we go. When you want to initiate a wire transfer, right, especially it depends on what it's for and that they're going to ask, right? That's when you pass the $10,000 threshold. For us, it's going to be for a car, right? And so they need to have the reason. So they need the car information, the engine number, not necessarily engine number,
Like
but
the
the
VIN
VIN number and
number.
things like that, right? So if you are planning to apply for a loan, and then that's good enough as a reason. Number 2, right? So the banking system in the United States it differs, right? In Philippines, they are on the SWIFT system, so you need a SWIFT code. In the United States, is the Navy Federal kind of handles the funding totally separately. And so
is it like FDIC or Navy Federal Credit Union is like NIC or something.
Yeah.
NUIC.
Oh, but it doesn't matter because Navy Federal goes through Wells Fargo, and Wells Fargo then processes the funds through the Navy, through the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve will then send the funds to the Philippine bank directly.
Yeah.
And so the SWIFT code is the SWIFT.
Let me see. I'm
totally
going to check
separate.
the account right now. Let me
Yeah.
see. I want to see if it's gone through.
So what Dee is talking about, right? And I can tell you it hasn't gone through at all. And the reason for that is because I already went on the mobile app, right? I already went on the
I'm on
application
the mobile
online,
app right
and I've
now.
already set it up. So it's like it's one of those requirements where it's like, okay, now we know you have the funds there, okay, but in order for us to do this due to the large amount, what we need you to do is write an email or
It hasn't
through
been
the
moved.
mobile app, right? Write an email through the mobile app, and what we want you to do is go ahead and put your name, your number, right, your physical address from home, your birthday, your physical address here in Philippines, the bank that it's going to, the account number, the routing number.
That's so
And so it's
frustrating.
like
It's still there.
it's like it's very difficult to kind of like get all this information. But once you have it, once everything is in place, your funds are there, then it takes, and you send that text message or email through the mobile app, it takes 2 days for them to process it. And I called them yesterday because Saturday here
Sunday,
is
nothing
Friday
moves.
here,
Oh,
right?
wow.
So I called them, and it's Friday daytime over there, and I had 2 hours left. What the lady has told me is like, look, we processed you turned in your application on the 23rd at 6 p.m. and it's 24 hours. And I'm like, okay, good. So I turned it in on 23rd. What date's today? And then she says, today's the 26th. I said, okay, so I have been waiting for 48 hours already. And she says, it's 48 business hours. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? That's 48 business hours. There's only 8 business hours in a day, right? 10 hours. Yeah. And it's like, so now they're kind of extending us this whole thing. But I think she's just covering. But it's supposed to be 48 hours, right? Not 48
And she
business
just
hours.
throw that business word in
Yeah.
there.
And then so after that, right, what's supposed to happen is once you process that through the mobile application, you set up all the information. They assign it to someone from the back office, right? And the person at the back office doesn't work 24 hours. The person at the back office works 9 to 5. So then I'm waiting for that phone call, right? You're supposed to get a phone call within the 48 hours. And unfortunately, Navy Federal has been swamped with funds, right? Sending funds here and there or whatever. So I have to wait now until Monday for that individual to call me back and say,
So
hey,
we're at a standstill with the loan.
all right, and
Well,
I can't do anything.
The money has been funded.
Mhm.
It's just we haven't been able to get that wire transfer.
Right.
And we've even gone to the bank on this side,
Mhm.
you know, and they're not very conscious about like safety with your card. This lady, and she's just like waving the card around, and you can see all the numbers on the front and the back of the card. And I was just like, come on, lady, like, don't you know people steal people's numbers? Like, put
Yeah.
that card, hide it. I was just so eager to get the card back so I could put it away because they had no, like, it was just out, you know, like,
Yeah.
oh,
Hey, everybody. And then she asked, right? She's like, how much did you want to transfer from your bank to the other bank?
all loud. Can you give us a piece of paper, please, so we could write this information
and so
down?
here I am, and I'm putting a number out there, right? And I'm like, and as soon as I said the amount, the whole bank stopped. Like,
Everybody stopped talking. Everybody looks over. And I'm just like,
what did he say?
and I'm just like, oh my God, this is the worst experience.
No. I this is not a big city. It's a town, right? It's a small town. It's a small town. So it's like, oh, okay, all right, sounds good. So it's in the province. People don't talk in that large amount, you know. And for them in the U.S., you know what I mean. The U.S. doesn't realize that the top 1% of the world only makes $32,000 a year. And that's pretty much the majority in Philippines. Here, they don't make that at all. They make $6 a day. And so, the majority of people in the United States are the rich.
In the top
of the
1%, world.
The top 1% of the world, Craig. The world.
But yeah, so it was kind of like the bank experience, not my fave.
So now
I don't want to go back there.
Right. So now we're waiting until Monday and to process all this information. And guess what? Here in Philippines, Monday's a holiday, so I'm gonna have to
Monday
wait
is
till
a
Tuesday.
holiday.
Yeah.
There's 2 Monday holidays back to back.
Yep. One was the Aquino, and then this one coming up is a Heroes holiday or something
Well,
like that.
I mean, I would have loved 3-day vacations, 3-day weekends in the States.
Yeah.
At one after
I
another.
mean, I would have loved it here too.
That
I
would've
just
been
wish I had a ride.
fantastic.
I just wish I had a motorcycle.
We need a car. We need a car quick.
Because I'm not gonna put my family at risk going to further away cities
On
4 or 5 hours away.
motorcycles.
On motorcycles,
Yeah.
it's not gonna work.
I'm already
right?
like freaking out as it is.
So the car status is on a standstill, right? I emailed the car dealership and I said, hey, unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to get this done until next week, right? But
they
were,
sold our car already. No, I don't know. Maybe.
Don't say that. Don't
No.
say that. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Yeah, I hope that the car is still there. But if the car isn't there, I already have a fix for that because when you're assigning a loan, what Navy Federal told me is the only thing that needs to change is the VIN number. If the car is the same, right? So
same kind of car.
Same kind
so
of
now
car.
we're stuck in this same
yeah.
kind of car.
So if we're stuck in the same kind of car. So now I went with Ford, right?
Uh-huh.
Now it has to be a Ford Everest.
Okay.
The variant can change. Could be a 4x2, 4x4. It could be like whatever.
Okay.
It's just you can't from a Ford. You can't go to Toyota.
Right.
Because now the variants
The
can
loan.
change.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And I would also like to point out that if you guys are coming to the Philippines, bring like one of those Apple TVs or the Roku or something that allows your television to communicate with the internet, because you want to be able to watch the shows you want to watch.
Yeah, and do understand Disney Plus don't work.
Disney Plus does not work
You're
here.
gonna need a VPN.
You need a VPN.
You need a VPN. But if you use a VPN with the internet, it's gonna cut your speed in half.
And also there's other applications that I use like to pay my bills or to get hotels. I have to use my VPN, otherwise it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Some of the applications don't work.
You need a VPN when you're here.
And what would you like to talk about the VPN and its
and all its
like
wonder.
Yeah.
I'm looking for some sponsorships here from the VPN people. Yes, before I give free advertisement.
Hey, I'm giving free advertisement. Hey, you know what? Geico is a very good car insurance.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can learn Tagalog from Rosetta Stone.
Oh yes. But we use ExpressVPN, which has been good for us up until this, has been good for us for all the stuff that we need.
Yeah, I mean, I've used VPN overseas in Ukraine and in Kuwait, and I've had this VPN for years. I just keep paying the annual fee, and it's not an issue. We're able to use it on multiple devices, and I think it's good. I'd rather have like backup to my backup. I was talking to somebody from the Apple store and they're like, why do you have VPN? And I was like, they're like, Apple already has embedded VPN. And I was like, well, that's fantastic, but you don't live where I live. You don't know the jobs I do. Okay. So, but yeah, I was able to get into some websites that won't allow, even like if you have a VPN and you're looking at stuff on the internet, like Netflix, there's some shows you can't see.
Right. Yeah.
You can't see them.
That's interesting because
even YouTube, you can't see everything without the VPN.
I was my kids were all in like a Harry Potter kick at one point, and so I was looking at how to watch Harry Potter on Netflix. The Netflix like back in New Zealand or Australia or something like that. So I got the VPN for that, and you know what? It actually worked.
Yeah,
it actually worked. Right.
Yeah, there was something my brother was trying to tell me to watch, and I couldn't find it. It was like Viking or something. And then I changed the VPN and boom, there it was.
There it was.
Mm-hmm.
There.
So we have 5 people in our chat, guys. Hello.
Yeah.
Anybody want to ask us questions? Anybody want to come into the chat and say hello?
You know what?
You're welcome to hit the thumbs up button.
Ooh. So 9 days. What are your thoughts of Philippine culture?
9 days. 9 days is cool. I've been saying my Filipino. I definitely shock people with my Filipino. I say magkano po, and it just like actually comes out naturally. And so then they tell me the price, and yeah, it's been good. It's been a fun experience. I love the food. I love the food. Food is so fresh and good here, and the vegetables are fantastic. I can't wait to grow my own. We went down the street and we were talking to a nursery that does like the vegetables and the fruit, and they grow them and stuff. And I was talking to the lady because I want to plant certain things, and I have a plot of land that I'm gonna start working on. And he says he's gonna go take me to get my gardening tools. So that's gonna be like my therapy, my exercise, and so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I'll make some garden videos.
Yeah. So the stuff that you wanted from the market, they didn't have. The only thing that they had was tomatoes that you wanted to plant, but they're not.
Yeah,
They're in the germination process, and they actually have not um,
sprouted yet. But
Yeah.
you know what? I am all about. I will do tomatoes, and I will also do. I want to do chili. I love chili. So you need lots of sunshine for the chili. And the chili out here, you can eat the chili leaves, and it makes like the food so flavorful.
Yeah, I would say like the meat here is fresh. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh man, that
Yeah.
stuff is good. All the vegetables are
Yeah.
so good. Like
Yeah.
it's
We're eating so
totally
good.
different. It's totally different.
And I have to
I'm
walk
like,
10 miles
man,
just for
what
that.
is going on? I'm like, man, we're eating so good. Our goal here is supposed to be going to the gym every day.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we saw a gym.
It's a little grimy.
Grimy, yeah.
I think I might catch some. I don't know. It's dirty. It's not clean. I mean, it doesn't look like it's not fresh.
It's not what she's used to, right? It's not what
No.
she's used to. All the equipment are probably
Very used.
and some of them are homemade, which is
Yeah.
fine. Which is
Yeah,
all right. Which
there's
is
nothing
all
wrong
right.
with
There's
that.
nothing wrong with that.
But it doesn't look
Right.
like they're using bleach and cleaner to rid the bacteria. It's like it's a man's gym. I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there.
Yeah, definitely.
I cannot go in there. It's just like we walked in and I was like, oh, and then we walked out, and he's like, I gotta go find a different gym for you. I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah, so it's Saturday. Actually, it's Sunday now. We're gonna go to church in a few hours.
Yeah,
It's something that we're looking forward to. I've always wanted to introduce my kids to religion, but the thing is, it's like that when we introduced them to religion, they got baptized. They were way too young, and then we continue to go when the
well,
God-
our kids went to a religious preschool, so our
Mhm.
kids learned about the basics, the fundamentals.
Mhm.
And now they're older, so it was just too hard when they were little. They were very rambunctious, and we were always late everywhere we went.
Mhm.
So now we have more time. We can take our time. The thing about church here is that it's not in English, like not at all.
Yeah.
So
So-
I know like what's happening because I experienced the Catholic Church in the U.S., but here it's just like, okay, what do we do now? Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. So the message, they don't get the message. So
we don't get the message.
So last Sunday, the
So
message.
my husband tells us the message.
Yeah, the
really
Nazarene,
nice.
the Nazarene lady. You know, that's what the conversation was, and I had to
It
explain
was
to them
cool
afterwards.
because we came back and we had lunch. So we went there in the morning, and then we came home. We had lunch, and we sat around the table. And my husband told us, what the sermon was about, and that was nice. And then the kids each said their questions, or they said what they thought about it, and it was a nice lunch, nice Sunday lunch.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it again later on today. Going to church and then coming back from church. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. And the fun thing about it is like we take our kids into town. So we ride a little tricycle to church, and then we walk around the little market right after. And it was a great Sunday last week. And so we're gonna go and do that again. And it's fun. It's nice. It feels really great to have all this extra time with our family and our children, especially. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So just I know I've been updating you guys on the internet thing and working on the TV. So we are now on the fourth remote control, right?
Yeah, but this last remote control
I
we
think
brought with us from the
from the
States.
States, and it's
Just by
working.
chance, it's the
Mhm.
Roku's remote and it works.
Yeah, and it worked. So remote number one,
Yeah.
remote number two,
Remote number
yeah,
3 is Globe.
yeah, remote number three, and then the remote number four is Roku.
Roku.
And the Roku application connects directly to the TV, and you can do the volume, source, everything. So it's good to go.
Everything.
It is good to go.
Yeah.
So-
Because he was like, "Hey, babe, do you have a?" He was asking me for a cable, and I was like, "Well, I've got this treasure box of electronic stuff," and I pulled it out, and he's like, "Oh my God, I think we fixed our problem." I was like, "Oh, so we had the answer this whole time. I'm so
this
sorry."
whole time.
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
I was like, "Here, I have this box of electronics," and he's like, "What's in here?" And immediately he fixed the TV.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes. So, all right.
That's
well,
what happens when I pack things. Had you packed it, you would have known. It's because I packed it.
I was doing other stuff. Like
Yeah, because
I was sending balikbayan boxes.
Yeah.
I was packing up the house.
He's like,
I was
pack the
like,
electronics. And so I just threw him in a box. I
Yeah.
packed it.
Yeah, that should never. It will probably never happen again.
He would have, my husband's very like precise in the way he does things. And so he would have like rolled up each, what's that about?
Well, I'm just gonna tell you. Go finish your thing. Finish your story.
What?
Go ahead. Finish your story.
So he would have rolled up all the cables. He would have done everything dress. He probably would have wrote like what is it called where you say what's in it? Yeah, it starts with an I. An itemized list of his
Mhm.
things.
Yeah,
That's him.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the cell phone, right? And the cell phone is connected to her watch, which it has a feature that she uses
Let me see.
on a daily basis.
I
okay?
use it at least
Yeah,
5 to
you go
6
ahead, push the
times a
button.
day.
So she pushes a button, and it helps find her phone. She
Yeah.
loses this phone at least 5 times a day. 5 times
Totally.
a day. Okay, so
Uh,
this
it's
Dee
like-
is probably the most intelligent woman that I know. Right? I mean, like she can grasp things that I can't grasp. She
Right.
reads things once, immediately she can understand it. I have to read it first half, then read it again because I get lost. I'm thinking about other stuff, right? And then it's like I have to read it 5 times before I can comprehend it. And then I can't even comprehend it to a level where she understands it and she starts, using it. And I'm like, but she's not organized at all in any way, shape. or form.
Hey, give and
Yeah,
take.
yeah.
I'm not organized.
So we definitely have our strengths and our weaknesses. Me, organization.
Yes.
her-
He usually packs everything.
I do. I pack everything. I know where to find everything. Like, oh,
Yeah.
where's this? Where's that? This is what we need, right?
Yeah.
When she packs, we're like missing soap.
Oh, yeah.
She's always missing deodorant. We always have to
we go buy some. It's horrible.
We always have to go to the store and buy some
Random
deodorant.
deodorants.
Random deodorant.
And
Right?
He's like,
It's like, okay,
"What is this?"
where's the toothpaste? Then she's like, well, no toothpaste, right? And it's like, it's just very, very disorganized.
I don't know. He's like, hey, do you have this cable? I was like, oh yeah, I'm not sure, but I have this electronics box.
Whoa, I thought she sent everything on a buying box, but she didn't. So it's a good thing. Yeah.
Yay.
Hey, you know what? I got a text message from Jason.
Jason Derulo?
Jason Derulo. No, Schilling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh.
yo, Schilling, if you're watching this, man, shout outs. Thank you
Hello.
for telling me that you got engaged. So
Wow.
my boy is finally off the market. And you know what? He said he's gonna come down here with his fiance,
Good for him.
wife, maybe.
Good
Right.
for him.
And you know what? This boy is. I would say he's got blonde hair, blue eyes.
Tall.
6'2", 6'3". So
Tall glass of
the-
water.
yeah, the girls here are just gonna be like,
Yeah.
I want to climb that tree right there.
Climb that tree.
All right.
Congrats.
Yeah. I know. So hey,
Congratulations.
Shilling, if you're watching this video, I just want to let you know, man. Thank you for sending me the picture. Your girl is beautiful. You're definitely lucky. Unfortunately for her, she's got to deal with your bull. And you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? This guy is like an alpha male, right? And so
Yeah.
very difficult to deal with when he's got his mindset. He's like, nope,
But
this is what I'm gonna
he's
do.
a really cool guy.
But at the same time, yeah, if you ever need somebody to dig a hole on the ground, he's probably gonna be one of the first ones I call.
He's like,
Yeah.
I can dig a foxhole.
Yeah. So if you
Absolutely.
ever,
that's a battle buddy
that's
right
a
there.
battle. He's a true battle
Mhm.
buddy. You know what I mean? He's like, he told me, he's like, hey man, hey, you got a daughter, and my daughter was probably like 6 months old. You got a daughter.
He held our daughter,
Yeah.
and it was like she was like he held her. I was like, oh my goodness.
So he's like, if your daughter,
That's all.
if someone ever messes with your daughter, when she starts dating, guess what, man? I'm gonna be that guy in the back row of the movie theater. And then I'm just gonna move up and whisper to the guy, right, to whoever she's with.
Yeah, I mean,
you better take your hand off of her. That's how. This is
good.
how at that level, right?
Yeah,
Shelling is at that level, but at the
cool.
same time, he is passionate. He cares
Mhm.
about all his friends, and so we sit down and we kind of like plan our future. This guy wants to own a bar. Hey, you know what, Shilling?
Yeah.
Dude, you know what? I know you have a dream bar, bro. I know you have a dream bar.
You know, you got a Filipino here. He can own, what is it, 60%?
And then you can own 40%, right? And then, hey, you can run your bar here in Philippines. And the cost is going to be so much lower.
Yeah.
So, but this guy had a dream. He's like, man, it's going to be this type of the bar, but I want the girls to be wearing mini skirts.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, so look at right. To each its own. I'm like, dude, Hooters got you beat already. Hooters got you beat. Nah. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot.
Oh, that's funny.
So shout out to Shilling. Congratulations. I'm looking forward to meeting your new fiance. And that is awesome.
Good for you.
Anybody
want to say anything to us in the chat?
Anybody want to learn anything about while we're here?
Walt, thanks for coming in. Anybody want to say anything? Is there any? I know there's lurking people out there.
Yes, and
you're
so
welcome to say hello.
We are on this live. So during our live, if you guys want to learn anything about the culture, the community, questions about what's happening here,
or you want to interview us,
whatever it is about what's happening in our life, or what's happening in the community. If you're interested in moving out here, and there's certain things you want to know, whether it's banking. Right.
Whether it's like being a Balikbayan and coming back and moving here, I really feel like you've got a lot of experience just in these last 9 days.
I do. Hey, get Charles Schwab.
Dude, you don't need any other bank.
Yeah, you don't.
Charles Schwab, and you don't need any other bank.
So if you are doing large wire transfers, then I would say, you know what I mean, go with a Philippine bank, but that's the only time you need it. If you're just pulling if you're just pulling money from an ATM and that's all you need, Charles Schwab. You're good to go
all day long.
And because the thing is, you're gonna get your funds back. You're not gonna get it that day.
No, you are. So they do not charge you anything. So here's how it works. Like I see the fee, right? So there's the fee on the ATM. It says ATM fee. Do you want to proceed? And I say yes. When I go to look at the bank statement, the only thing that came out was the money that we took out. They don't take it at all.
Yeah. So Charles Schwab is legit.
Yeah, it's where it's at.
Very good. It's very good. And you know what? Apple Card too. Apple Card is good because no transaction fee.
And it doesn't show your number.
It doesn't show.
So they're like
where's this stuff?
Where's the expiration?
Yeah. So there has been a few times where they say, hey, we need card information. I'm like, nah, you know what? I'm good. I'll just pay cash. Yeah. So for protection wise, it doesn't have the bank, the account number on there.
There's nothing on that card except your name.
then get an Apple.
We've been
But-
able to use Apple everywhere. There's also American Express taken. Oh, look at us. We sound like we're doing a commercial. We've had no issues whatsoever with our cards here in the Philippines. We've been able to buy things with our credit cards. Now, what we don't find very often is tap. So, like, you know how you can tap to pay? They always want the physical card. So even if they did have that tap feature, they're like, "Oh, can we get the card?" So it's not working like that. We don't get our 2% back cash back. Okay, we're getting the 1%.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much all the topic we can cover. Please follow
Yeah.
us for our 10th day. We're starting our 10th day with you guys right now.
Today's day 10.
It's 1, 2, 3 now. It's 1:24.
It's 1:24 in the morning, and it is day 10.
Yes. So, carpe diem.
Yes. See you guys on the next live.
Deuces.